In this video, we're going to talk about creating roofs in REVIT. So I'm gonna start here with this project. I'm gonna show you how to create really simple roofs, quick and easy. And we're also gonna see some additional information about other topics that we encountered before when we started to create our structure here using floors and pillars or columns and walls. But we're also going to talk about the references again, like layers or levels, and also grid lines, and also about views. So we're gonna go back to study a little bit more those really important settings in REVIT. Now you can see here these are the two roofs that you can create, two types. So this one here, it's extrusion. It's an extruded roof with the extrusion. If you go here, roof by extrusion, and then you have this one here, which is more standard and classic, which is the roof by footprint, or by creating the perimeter, the sign in the perimeter. So we're gonna see these two different type of roofs. I'm gonna delete those right now, so I'm gonna show you everything from the beginning. And let's start here. These are the two projects that we used previously, by the way. So if you go in the previous lessons, you will see how to create a small apartment using walls, and also how to create this really simple building structure using floors and beams and references like the grids and the levels. So I'm gonna go in the elevation view, and you can see here I have some of those. Now you can see that the pillars are right now they are not the same length, the same height, because they were attached to the roof that I have just deleted. So the first thing, let's get started from the beginning. I'm gonna make these even and all the same length or height. So I will select all of those. Let's filter the selection, and I'm going to deactivate everything and just leave the structure columns on. Let's apply. Now be careful that you are in an elevation to do this. Otherwise, if you are in a section, you could not take every single element with you, but perhaps only the one that you see. So be careful. You can do this type of selection like this only when you are in elevations. Otherwise, you can go in a plan view if it's better for you, or also in 3D view. Now, one really interesting and useful thing about REVIT is that when you select the same exact entity, which is the same exact family and type, you can go here and you can modify all at once, and also you can modify their parameters. So here you can see that I have a base level and a top level. So let me save this real quick. It's gonna be in English, so I'm gonna call this lesson 07, save it, and I'm gonna also use English names so that you can understand. So these pillars here, they go from this layer, which is underground, level -1, and this one here is the ground floor, so 0 ground floor, and this is the first floor, and this is the layer that I'm gonna use for the roof. So I'm gonna call this roof level or roof layer, or you can call it whatever you want. Well, actually this is probably too long. I'm gonna keep this to level -1. Alright, so again, you can do the selection from here, or well, let's just to do something different, let's go in the 3D view. I can go like this, filter, check none, and then only select the structural columns, apply. Now if we go here in the properties, we can see that now we are starting from level -1, and going to the top to the roof level. So why they are appearing like this? They're appearing differently one from each other. because the top offset is not the same. So I'm gonna explain to you what base offset and top offset means first. So I'm gonna set this to 0 and press enter and say apply, and now you can see they're all the same height and they are all in the roof level. So let's go back to the elevation, north elevation, and you can see they are now right here and they are attached to the roof level. Now we already saw this really useful feature in Revit that if you change the height of one particular level, this is gonna take everything associated with that level with it. So it's pretty handy when you need to modify your whole project. You don't need to go one by one on each element. You just change the reference and you change everything. Same thing about the grid lines. Now, by the way, in this view here, I've hidden the grid lines. So if I go here to reveal the hidden elements, I can bring them back on by right-clicking and saying Hide in View category, or by clicking up here, Hide, and then let's turn those off. So I now have also the grid references. So if I move a grid, there you go, I move all the pillars that have been assigned to that. Now also we talked about moving using keys on the keyboard, so I can use the up and down keys or the right and left keys for the arrows, and this is gonna move objects in the paper. But one additional information, if you zoom a lot, the movement will be really small. If you zoom out a lot, the movement will be bigger and bigger. And these are the increments, and we saw that you can set up increments by going into the Manage tab and Snaps, and there you go. So these are the dimension snap increments, and these are the angular, so length and angular. Right now we are using this one here, and you can also set up those and customize them. Okay, this is just to recap a little bit of what we did so far. I think it's really handy. And we're gonna place the roof approximately above this line, or well, based on this line, which is the roof level. And we also have a wall here that we can, well, let's use this wall to explain a little bit more the base offset and the top offset. So let's say that I want to constrain this wall. I want to constrain this wall from the underground to the roof. So I'm gonna select it and say, okay, underground, that's there, but it also has an offset, so I'm gonna make this 0 right now. And then up to the roof level, and again, top offset 0, and let's apply. So you can see that this element right now, just like the pillar, it's exactly between the roof level and the underground level, -1. So this means that it's precise, and it doesn't go above that or below. And when we need to do that, this is where we use base offsets and top offsets. So top offset, if I want to go above there, I can type 1. It's gonna be above 1 meter. And base offset, I need to type -1 to go below. And that's how we can use offsets. Now remember that you can also unconnect or unconstrain the wall, and you can do whatever you want with it. So it's gonna go up or low. You can click on the arrows. You can also again restrain this to the roof level, or you can use temporary dimensions if they are available. And again, I'm gonna go back here and keep it to the roof level. And also to fix this, I'm gonna go back here, change the base offsets and set it back to 0.